Hello, ladies, gentlemen, patrons of the internet. I am Ante, and I just made another video, and I'm wearing my Timbers hat, um, and I'm shooting from a different angle in my room because normally I shoot from right there in my chair, and you see my ace flag and you see the white wall behind me, and that's not very exciting, to be honest. So I thought I would change it up today, and so I filmed a video sitting right here on my bed, and then another one sitting right in my current location. So yeah, you can see my little shop poster, my an academic award that I'm really proud of. I'll probably talk about later. Some Metroid, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Jurassic Park, but that is not the point of this video. As previously stated, I just kind of want to get on with my life and try to make the changes that I feel would help my life improve, you know? And so, one of the changes that I'm making is I'm starting to write a book. I've always had ideas floating around up here, and I just decided that if I want to, actually do it, I just need to get my thoughts down on paper. And this was about, I think, about November, which I decided I was going to start writing a book, and I just started writing, and that's where I am today. Now, in the previous video I mentioned, I started playing Fallout 4, and I named my character Walter Ainsworth, which is the main character. He's designed, my Fallout 4 character is designed around the main character of my book. So, Walter Ainsworth is a sexually confused, sexually ambiguous World War I vet from Britain. We're introduced to him when he's about 13, 12. He's writing journals, and he goes into the war, and after he gets back home from World War I, he gets involved with this woman, and they go to, she's German, and they go back to Germany, and they get involved with the large queer scene in 1920s Germany. Now, this has been the concept of the book for a long time, but recently I got this book, which is a textbook, which is Homosexuality and Male Bonding in Pre-Nazi Germany, which is kind of exactly the time period which I'm looking at. One of the main points that I want to make with the book is it's very, 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 very clear that Walter is kind of a trans woman, but in this context, they don't have the language to talk about that. And one of the things that inspired me to do this is it comes from Judith Butler's, Judith Butler's theory of performativity, and in that she says that when you don't have a name for something, it's not. When you name something, it's power, and it's like language is power, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about because in this time period, there might have been gay men, there might have been gay women, there definitely were, and it's one of the arguments that I love because trans people have been around forever, but people don't want to recognize that, and that's what I kind of want to do in this book. I haven't really wrote anything besides the first chapter, but I have wrote a character resource list, a brief description of all the characters I've come up with so far, and the book is kind of structured like Frankenstein, which is another great novel that I think everyone should read. Frankenstein starts out as a letter from Robert Walston, I believe, to his sister. And in this letter, he describes the story of himself going to the South Pole, I believe, the North Pole to the South Pole. I need to read the book again. But Robert Walston writes to his sister about his travels, and then within that, the tales of Dr. Victor Frankenstein, and within that, the tales of Frankenstein's creation. So it's this multi-tiered story. In the book that I'm attempting to write, which doesn't have a working title yet, is there's a young novelist named Alfonso who's in Italy in the 1960s, right before a large economic burgeoning. Can't think of a word. So in Italy in the 1960s, the economy just kind of exploded and got really good all of a sudden, right when it hit 1960. So Alfonso is living in his cousin's attic. He doesn't really see much purpose in life, and then along comes Petter, which Petter is the last person that is heard from Walter in Europe. because you see, right before World War II hit, Walter was like, I can't do any of this shit anymore, and he fled to um, a location that I am still making, that I am still like trying to think. He just kind of disappears from the story. But Petter has his own recognition of Walter. He has his own stories, and also Walter gave Petter some of his diaries. And after the first chapter, we read from Walter's diaries. We read from, Petter tells his story of how he met Walter and how they fell in love. Petter's a philosopher, at least what I'm planning and what I want to write about. He's a philosopher, so he talks a lot about, yeah, homosexuality. Anyway, that is the first book project that I want to work on. I also want to write some other queer literature, trying to, academic type stuff. I'm trying to spur conversations around queer representation in history. Also, it's just one of those things, it's like history doesn't like to talk about, and it's I find a lot of interest in lost history kind of things, and that's why I like this book. I like what else do I like? When I got here, there was a class in the American Indian Studies department, which is what it's called here, and it was America. It was Native Americans pre-Columbus, and that's just like, wow. There's information enough to take a class on that, and it's a really interesting class that I do want to take eventually, and it's just like pieces of history that have been lost and then regained in some form really make me happy as a person that really enjoys history. Anyway, that is the idea of the book that I want to write. Eventually it will get out there. I really plan to do it. I just, it's one of those things where a lot of writers have, like, they set out time to write. I don't think I could do that because I don't think I could come up with ideas, but I feel like if it'll help me, I'm going to do that over the summer and, set up a time to write every single day. Try to get out as much as I can in my mind. I have ideas that are just, bouncing around up here, and like I said, I need to get them out on paper. I look really good in this hat. I like the way my hair is. Yeah, but I need to take a shower, let me tell you. But that is the book that I want to write. I'm repetitive, I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope everyone out there has a good day, a good week. I hope they have a good life. I hope that your life is all peachy keen and you can inspire others and have others inspire you, and the human experience that we all wish to contribute to just keeps getting better and better. Have a queer day.